Okay, so I'm going to close this file. I'm going to use File, Close. And next, open the SmartArt file. SmartArt is a fancy new name that Microsoft gave to their old business diagrams. It's possible you've been using Excel for 10 years and never ever noticed that tiny little icon down on the drawing toolbar that allowed you to add business diagrams. There were 5 different kinds of business diagrams you could add: a pyramid, a radial, but they really have revamped these diagrams in Excel 2007. The same SmartArt engine exists in Excel 2007, PowerPoint 2007, and Word 2007. You can create SmartArt in one application and easily copy it to the other application. Let's walk through a simple example of how to create SmartArt. The SmartArt entry point is on the Insert ribbon. Select Insert and then SmartArt. Initially, Excel shows this gallery of all the different types of SmartArt that you can create. You're currently seeing thumbnails of all the layouts. If you choose one of the categories on the left, Excel will filter to show just the matching styles. Let's take a look at the cycle diagrams. Within cycle, there are 14 different items to choose from. Some of those look sort of like pie charts, some are radial charts, some are cycle charts, and that last one is something really interesting called a gear chart. Now when you click on a thumbnail, the right side of the dialog box shows a color preview of the diagram and gives you words, tells you the name of the layout, and it also shows whether the SmartArt works with level 1 or level 2 text only. Now you'll understand what that means in a minute. It says that this SmartArt is only good for level 1 text, and we'll keep that in mind as we create our diagram. We'll click OK, and Excel creates a default SmartArt for us. In this particular layout, it happens to have 5 shapes. If we have a process in mind that covers 5 shapes, well, we're good to go. But if your process only has 3 shapes or 4 shapes or 7 shapes or 17 shapes, it's very easy to change. The flashing insertion cursor is currently in the Type Your Text Here area. This is very reminiscent of PowerPoint, where you can build your outline in PowerPoint along the left. I'll type Step 1. And as I type in the left, you'll notice that the text on the right-hand side automatically changes. Hit the down arrow to move to the next shape, and we'll type Step 2. Down, Step 3. Down, Step 4. Down, Step 5. Now let's say we want to create a 6th step. It's very easy. At this point, I'm going to hit the Enter key. The Enter key creates a brand new entry, and I type Step 6. That's it. That's all it takes to add a new shape to your SmartArt. Now this is a really boring diagram, the blue and everything, but we have many different things that we can do to this SmartArt. Watch what happens. In the SmartArt tools, we have 2 new ribbons, the Design ribbon and the Format ribbon. Global changes happen on the Design ribbon. Take a look at the Change Colors dropdown. We can choose to show various shades of each of the accent colors. So in this case, we're showing all blue, or we could show shades of blue, or an outline in blue. All 6 colors are in the list, so if we wanted red instead of blue, or green instead of blue, we could do that. In most cases, though, I really enjoy the SmartArt that changes color from shape to shape. It's much more visually appealing. We have 5 choices of colorful. You'll also notice at the top there are options for if you're going to print in black and white. So I'll choose one of the colorful styles, and that becomes permanent. The other very interesting thing is the SmartArt Styles Gallery. I'll open that gallery, and you see that we have 5 styles that are called Best Match for Document. These are really 2D styles. There are also 9 styles that are 3D styles, and they go from basic to really sort of over the top. Let's take a look at these. If we go to the 2nd style, we get a white outline around our shapes. The 3rd style gives us sort of a pastel view. The 4th style is a nice, deep, dark, rich color. And the 5th style starts to add a little bit of lighting to the top of the shapes. Now in the 3D, it starts to appear that our shapes have dimension. I really like the 2nd and 3rd 3D styles. As you get beyond that, though, there's really some styles that become very hard to read. This brick scene kind of turns each shape on its side, or even worse, the bird's eye scene turns the whole thing backwards. This reminds me of George Lucas at the beginning of Star Wars. He had that text that kind of went back into the screen. Great if you're George Lucas creating a big budget movie. Horrible if you want anyone to read this and understand what's going on. My joke is that if you have bad news that you want to present, put it on the bird's eye scene, and no one will be able to read anything that's there. let me choose one of the 3D styles that I think looks pretty good. Now, when I click out of the Smart Art, it becomes embedded in my worksheet. There we go.